Tonight on UATV News, a new bill now allows guns on campus. Students and faculty react.
President Trump's healthcare plan dropped. Who he's blaming next.
And an 8-year-old becomes a hero. How she saved 3 lives. UATV starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to UATV News at 7. I'm Chandler Carson.
And I'm Destiny Washington. Thanks for joining us. A bill was signed into law expanding the concealed carry law to allow guns on all public colleges and universities in Arkansas.
Under this new law, concealed carry permit holders who complete 8 hours of additional training will be allowed to carry guns on campus.
The University of Arkansas is still establishing policies, guidelines, and practices that align with the law.
Reporter Jody Loftus has more on how the campus is reacting.
I'm here live on campus where controversy has arisen around this bill passing. I went out to see how people really felt about it.
University of Arkansas policy has changed with the passing of House Bill 1249. This event has campus speaking its mind. Some are happy to see the change, thinking that they will be safer.
I feel like people who have that license will know what to do and be responsible with guns on campus and stuff like that. So it definitely makes me feel safer knowing that people who know what they're doing will be able to carry guns on campus.
I think that if we have more people that are concealed and carrying, they have the capacity to be able to prevent an active shooter on campus.
Others aren't quite sure how to feel on the subject.
I guess it could be beneficial if there were to ever be like a school shooting or something like that so that they could protect us, but I don't really know how I feel about it yet. I guess we'll just have to see.
Like a school shooter or something, I guess it would make sense to have it, but I don't know, that would make it kind of dangerous in a way, so it's kind of neutral on it right now.
And some are against the bill entirely.
I just yesterday gave my notice that I would be leaving the university after the end of the next academic year. I cannot truthfully say that that is because of the gun law, but it is true that the gun law affected the timing of that announcement.
Only time will tell how this bill will play out. Live on campus, I'm Jody Loftus. Back to you, Chandler.
Governor Hutchinson signed the campus carry bill into law last Wednesday.
The House Republican health care replacement plan is dead. House Speaker Paul Ryan pulled the bill entirely after the party struggled to get enough votes. A new health care plan was one of President Trump's key campaign promises, and this failure has left him placing blame.
We were very close. It was a very, very tight margin. We had no Democrat support. We had no votes from the Democrats. They weren't going to give us a single vote, so it's a very difficult thing to do.
As of now, the Affordable Health Care Act is still in place.
In light of the new health care news, Arkansas representatives are giving their input. Senator Tom Cotton says Republicans need more time to develop and implement an effective health care replacement. He recalled former President Obama's 14-month approach to initiating Obamacare.
I think you can't expect to try to solve a problem that addresses 1/6 of the country's economy and touches every American in a very personal and intimate way in 18 days. When the Democrats came to power in 2000.
Since killing the plan, legislatures now have more time to create a new health care replacement. Well, we experienced some loud thunderstorms last night.
That's right, and let's send it over to our weather anchor, Lauren Jackson, to see if those overnight storms have moved out of the way.
All right, guys, I'm out here with your 5-day forecast. Right now, it's a little cloudy outside, high of 54, low of 42, and you can definitely feel it. It's pretty cold out here. Definitely a shock from spring break for those of us who just got back. Tomorrow, though, it looks like it's going to be on the up. Sunny, high of 71 and low of 57. Hopefully, it'll lean towards that high for us. Wednesday, you're going to have to bust out your raincoats. There's some storms. High of 66, low of 51. Thursday, those storms are sticking around. High of 59 and a low of 42. Friday, looks like the weekend's going to clear up for us. A little bit of cloudy weather. High of 64 and a low of 45. That's about all I have for you guys for weather. Back to y'all at the desk.
The National Weather Service confirmed a tornado touchdown in Arkansas. The twister landed near Cato, cutting a 4-mile path through the area. 6 people were injured, including a man who was temporarily trapped in a mobile home. The tornado destroyed 4 mobile homes and damaged several more. None of the victims suffered serious injuries.
Arkansas campus police team up to look for car part thieves. Multiple catalytic converters disappeared from cars parked at the U of A, UCA, and Arkansas State. They say the emission-reducing part can be sold for almost $100, but costs more than that to fix.
A representative of Chartwell's campus dining reported that someone shattered a glass door and stole items from Bruff To Go dining hall. After immediate investigation, a student was caught and arrested on Gregg Avenue for theft. The glass door was replaced with an Abu Pond door.
Well, UATV is going through some new changes, so what's going on behind the scenes? UATV's Andrew Epperson has more.
Well, hey there, folks. We here at UATV are getting a little makeover. No, not this kind of makeover. It's in the control room. Let's go take a look. Now, where we're standing now is the old control room. As you can see, it's not really what it used to be. The real stars of our newscast are the ones that work behind the camera, and they sure did have a lot of fun in here. Now, we had our audio board, we had our technical director's board. A lot of magic happened in this place, and now we're moving it right across the way over here into the old master control room. So let's take a look at that. All right, looks like we already got some people working in here. This is the new control room, folks. Let's take a look at all the new gadgets and gear that we have going on in here. Now, we got our same servers that we had before so that you, the viewers, can see what we're putting out there. We got our VTR so the video will still run the same way before. Hey, check this out. Our good friend Francie over here, she's working on graphics. That's what she's really good at. And then we also got our switcher. It's a little bit smaller than the one we have in there. That's definitely nice for the people who are working as a technical director for our shows. Then we have our prompter, which very important for our anchors to read. I know that for sure. And then we have Skype. And of course, we have our new audio board over here that is very technologically advanced compared to what we have in there the last time. Plenty of big TVs going on in here. Wish I had them in my room. But now we're going to go look at the new server room, which actually used to be a supply closet. I know that for sure because I put good use to it. And we're going to take a step in there and see what we got going on. Now, this is the new server room. You saw a few over there, but now this is where the majority of our servers are, including a couple new ones. We're going to make one last stop before we're done with our tour of the new UATV. It's the same UATV you all know and love. By students, for students.
These new changes come in preparation for the big renovations in Gimple Hall set to begin May 15th.
Today, the Muslim Students Organization hosted Islamic Awareness Week inside the Union Flag Room. Students reached out to the community by designing different interactive activities like Arab calligraphy and try on a hijab booth. They also displayed informative posters about the lifestyle of Islam, the woman of Islam, and stereotypes. Member Diana Abdan says this type of event is vital right now. The Muslim Student Organization says they hope that this event will bring more positive light.
Students scramble to find parking, but instead they find parking tickets. UATV's Ty Holt tells us how the story is going down.
Over 26,000 students attending the U of A, the university only has room for about half of those students to park on campus.
We have about 13,000 spaces total.
The lack of available spaces causes many students to park wherever they can find a space, forcing parking controllers to keep a close watch on violators.
We work from 7 a.m. in the morning until 10:30 at night, plus weekends, so any given time, 6 or 7 people out writing citations.
Parking and Transit hands out more than 30,000 citations each year, Gilbride says, a majority of which are repeat offenders.
We see a lot in the resident reserve, students parking there that don't have the resident reserve permits, a lot of meter violations, meters expired, and just a lot of permits, people not having permits on campus.
Too many citations forced senior Trevor Duggan to reroute his way to campus.
I used to park on campus, but I kept getting tickets, so I'm parking daily in Harmon or the Union, or I'm carpooling with some of my buddies.
Gilbride offers the easy solution to avoiding parking citations.
Be prepared, come a little early, and use the bus. Parking lot.
Or riding a bike.
An 8-year-old girl is called a hero for saving her sister and niece after her sister had a seizure while driving. A 911 operator took the call from 8-year-old Jada Bell, crying and begging for help. She was in the car with her big sister and niece on Highway 105 when her sister, Kendallyn Williams, had a seizure in the driver's seat. She pushed her sister's foot down on the brake, then put the car in neutral and got her 2-year-old niece from the back seat.
And I used my back to push it back here. And my back still hurts from that.
Her big sister says she is thankful for her sister, who shows that heroes come in all sizes.
Obama makes his first public appearance since leaving office. How the former president is making a statement in his hometown.
Tensions with North Korea continue to rise. The country's most recent threat next.
He's been laying low, but today former President Barack Obama makes his first public appearance since leaving office. He's scheduled to speak with students at the University of Chicago. It's his mission to encourage the next generation of leaders. 300 students from universities in the area were invited. President Donald Trump will hold a rally next weekend to mark his first 100 days in office. The White House announced it will be held in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania this Saturday. That's the same day as the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner. The president has decided not to attend this dinner. North Korea threatens to sink the U.S. aircraft carrier Carl Vinson. A North Korean newspaper says the communist nation can sink the vessel with a single strike. The paper also states North Korea has weapons to reach the continental U.S. Defense officials say the ship would be deployed off the Korean peninsula by the end of April. 2 men in leadership positions within Afghan military forces have resigned following an attack from the Taliban. Defense Minister Abdullah Habibi and his Army Chief of Staff turned in their resignation letters this morning. The decision came after an attack of Afghan forces by the Taliban Friday that killed over 100 military personnel. A political legend died today. Kate O'Byrne was the longtime Washington editor of the National Review and a panelist on the CNN news show Capitol Gang. O'Byrne was known as a strong-willed conservative who often got into intense arguments on and off the air. She died after a long battle with cancer. Coming down in New Orleans, statutes that honor the lost cause of the Confederacy. The process began with the removal of the Battle of Liberty Place statute. It honors members of the Crescent City White League, a group that fought racially integrated New Orleans police and state militia. This is one of 4 statutes the city mayor Mitch Landrieu wants to move to place within the next historical context.
Obviously, the mayor that we voted into office was very much for it. Hence, it's coming down.
Has received death threats over the removal. A Minnesota woman is challenged with the traditional rule of boxing to stay true to her faith. Amaya Zafar is a 16-year-old Minneapolis boxer who wears a hijab, long sleeves, and leggings out of respect for her faith. After constant appeals to adjust the rules that prohibit these clothes in the ring, the rule change to allow the clothing was announced this morning. Well, that's what's happening in our world. I'm Maisie Vincent.
All right, guys. Well, I'm here with your national weather today. We have your current conditions right now. So this is, you've got your Arkansas current conditions in about the 80s. So when I said earlier, our current condition is 73. That's what you see right here. On to my next map. You're going to see your current dew point. So that's about the humidity that you're going to feel outside from all this rain that we're going to see tonight in the next few days that I'll talk a little bit about later. So you can see Arkansas up here in Fayetteville, where it's going to get pretty humid in the next few days. If you go to my next map, you can see the Doppler radar coming in. All this rain coming down is going to hit us, which is going to be that rain that we see tonight, tomorrow, and a little bit the next day. And then this right here is my 48-hour rain precipitation thing. So you see that right here, we're going to get a lot of rain, about 2 to 3 inches of rain. So Fayetteville is going to experience a lot of rain. Right here is your current heat index. As you see, Arkansas is hitting that current heat index, so it is still pretty hot, even though we're going to have a lot of rain. But that's all I have for national weather.
Razorback Transit builds a new, bigger bus stop. The shelter will open behind Sears on the southeast side of the Northwest Arkansas Mall. Parking lot, as you can see on your screen, since the Razorback Transit shares this stop with Ozark Regional Transit, both systems expect more people to frequent the area.
CNN show host and political comedian takes the stage at the Fayetteville Square. He titles his lecture after his name, the W. Camus Bell Curve, Ending Racism in an Hour. Bell goes live at the Fayetteville Town Center Wednesday at 7. The free event is a part of the U of A Distinguished Lecture Community.
Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity kicked off their annual Kappa Week today. Groups of students gathered around the union to enjoy burgers and hot dogs to promote Greek unity. If you take a look at the screen, you can see all of the events coming up this week, including a highway cleanup and a brunch with Kappa members. One member explains how this brings the U of A community together.
We operate in different realms, on a day-to-day basis so much that it may feel like you don't know people, even though you may see them every day. And so having the kickoff, just different events in a week allows you to communicate and connect with those individuals.
The organization will hold its last event on Sunday.
The third annual Springtime of Youth Festival tickets go on sale this Saturday. The festival is free to U of A students, but tickets are required. Students can reserve tickets beginning at 10 Saturday morning. The headliner artist is Big Sean. Additional artists include Young the Giant and Caitlin Smith.
A nutrition study offers $200 to participants. The U of A Hydration Science Lab looks for links between hydration and blood sugar regulation. The group wants both men and women volunteers who are 30 to 55 years old and a little overweight. The 7-hour time commitment analyzes overall nutrition and body composition.
The Arkansas Alumni Association invites juniors and seniors to join the official class ring tradition. The official ring was developed as the only ring that symbolizes the goals achieved by U of A graduate and represents the common bond of all Arkansas alumni. Students may participate in the official ring week today through March 30th from 10 to 3 in the Arkansas Union Living Room.
Bumpers College introduces a new minor. A U of A assistant professor developed the agricultural leadership area of study for 3 years. Jill Rucker says the minor focuses on interdisciplinary courses on leadership, communication, and business principles in the food and fiber industry. It's the first program like that in the state.
Hey sports fans, I'm Jacob Aldama. We've got some good stuff coming your way, starting with some Razorback baseball. That's right, the Razorback baseball team continues to dominate. The most recent victim, Grand Canyon. The 14th ranked Razorbacks completed a sweep largely due to a stellar performance from Rogers native Casey Murphy. The sophomore came out and showed out. On Wednesday afternoon, he struck out a career-high 10 batters over 4 innings in Arkansas' 6-1 win over Grand Canyon. The 10-strikeout day is his third appearance this season with 6 or more strikeouts, and the most since recording his 9 against ULM in his first career start on March 8th. It was an emotional morning at Augusta. The ceremonial opening tee shots just weren't the same. With tears in their eyes, Gary Player and Jack Nicklaus hit ceremonial tee shots to start the 81st Masters this morning at Augusta National, with Arnold Palmer's green jacket draped over an empty white lawn chair nearby. It's the first Masters tournament since the 4-time champion's death in September, and the first without the golf icon since 1954. Everyone in attendance felt the emotion of the loss of a champion.
It is a wonderful, but in one respect, difficult day. For the first time in many, many decades, someone is obviously missing from the first tee here at Augusta National in the Masters. The almost unbearable sadness we all feel at the passing of Arnold Palmer is surpassed only by the love and affection for him, which will forever reside in our hearts.
In keeping with that Masters theme, Dustin Johnson is out. The #1 ranked golfer in the world officially withdrew from competition just before he was set to tee off. Back pain is the issue. Reports came out Wednesday that Johnson slipped on 3 wooden steps at the home that he is renting in Augusta. He said he landed on his left side and that his elbow is badly bruised. He said he was up most of the night using ice and heat to treat the injury. Johnson arrived at the first tee, but he walked off without attempting his first shot.
So I was making some swings on the range. Could go max about 80%, and it's still just, it's just so tight, it just wouldn't let me, I couldn't get through it. Backswing was fine, I could make a good backswing, but every time down, like right at impact, it would just catch, and so, I just don't feel like there's any chance of me even competing.
He will be taking the weekend off and says he should be fine by Monday. For the second straight round at the Masters, Jordan Spieth had a quadruple bogey on the back 9, only it wasn't at number 12, and it's only Thursday. Spieth was 1 over for the opening round of his third shot On par 5, 15th, hit the front of the green and spun back into the water. His fifth shot sailed over the green, and it kept getting worse. He pitched long, went to the front of the green, and then he three-putted for a 9. That put him at 4 over with three holes to play. He would get 1 stroke back on the 16th par 3 and finish the day 3 over par. Now we move things over to the hardwood. Golden State Warriors forward Kevin Durant will return to game action Saturday against the New Orleans Pelicans. Durant has been participating in 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and 4-on-4 scrimmages during Warriors practices. He also has been cleared by team doctors to return to full team practices. Durant has missed the Warriors' past 19 games after suffering a grade 2 left MCL sprain back in February. That'll do it for sports today. Come back at 8 o'clock and watch The Sports Advantage to find out more of what's going on in the sports world. Be sure to follow us on social media at UATV Sports. After the break, we'll have one last look at your weather.
All right, guys, back here with your current conditions. The high of 53, low of 42, and it's pretty cloudy outside. I was just out there, and it's pretty cold, so make sure you put on your jackets before you leave. Definitely a lot different from spring break, but hey, we are all glad to be back in school, right? That's about all I have for you guys. Back to you at the desk.
There's a happy ending for an Upper East Side woman who accidentally tossed her ring in the trash.
And this isn't just any ring, it was her wedding ring that was thrown out.
Ooh, I'd be mad. The city sanitation crew searched for hours in trash cans around the city. One crew member came across the one thing they never thought they would find.
You're talking about 21,000 pounds of garbage that they sorted through to find a little ring. That's a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
It's been said one man's trash is another man's treasure, but in this case, it was not trash, but all treasure. Well, that's all we have time for today. I'm Chandler Carson.
And I'm Destiny Washington. Have a great night.
And be sure to turn into Hog Call after the show for a sports special.